What is Qigong and how can it help you have a confident and calm life, as the title of this podcast proclaims? You will find the answers in this podcast series with host, the Confidence Coach Susan Axelrod, and co-host Nadine Searle, the Calmer Self Coach. Qigong is an ancient Chinese practice of mindfulness, but it's so much more. Called internal medicine, it is said that using the practice of Qigong can create an elixir within. Could this be true? In this podcast series, this truth will be explored by two practitioners, one former type A and one former self-professed people pleaser. Dr. Roger Jahnke calls Qigong one of the most eloquent, poetic, and effective tools in our quest for personal breakthrough and peace of mind. Your podcast hosts, Susan and Nadine, agree. Qigong can be a new tool in your personal health practice kit. Join them for this conversation that may just change your life. Hello, friends. I'm happy to welcome you to this episode of how to use Qigong for a confident and calm life. It is indeed a powerful tool in your personal health practice. I want to say hello and welcome to my friend Nadine. Hi, Nadine. How are you today?
Hello, Susan. I am good, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing very well. I'm excited about this conversation because we are going to address our two areas of expertise. I am the confidence coach and you are the calmer self coach. And so both of us work with clients in various areas in our specific modality of helping people achieve this state of being. In my case, confidence, and in your case, calm. Isn't that right?
It's so right. And how beautifully they blend together as well, because they do. One begets the other, doesn't it? And as we talk about with the energy of Qigong, that circle going round and round, I feel that with confidence and calm, they are intertwined, aren't they? There is that circle of the two going hand in hand, a balancing yin yang, if you like. But they are perfectly placed together, aren't they, in this circle? So I love it.
Yeah, well, we did talk about yin yang in one of our earlier episodes. And I just want to share that Nadine and I met in the group of the brilliant and phenomenal Cornelia Stephanie. Cornelia Stephanie has the Cornelia Stephanie Media Group, and she's a genius in podcasting, marketing, business development, and leadership in really a new way of being in business. And Nadine and I met in her group, but the synergy that we have together came from what Nadine just talked about. First of all, energy was involved in our meeting because we're in such sync. But then we did, in fact, realize this synergistic flow of confidence and calm and confidence. And so this is not the first time we have had conversations on this topic, but this time we're talking about it in the context of Qigong. In my own personal coaching methodology, my confidence coaching methodology, I start with coming to consciousness, becoming consciously aware. For me, I'm a type A. I'm living in anxiety. I feel not that great. I want to feel better. Becoming consciously aware of who you are, how you're being, and what it is that you want. The second phase is clarity. Asking clarifying questions. So as a coach, of course, that's my work with my clients, but I offer it to you in real time to ask yourself clarifying questions. Is my life the way I want it to be? Do I show up in life the way I want it to be? How might it be different? What could I do about that? When you go through those first two phases, then the third phase is confidence. I feel more confident when I have gone through this conscious awareness, the clarifying stage, and then I can lift my shoulders. Nadine knows what I'm doing, my stance, you lift up, right? And we also learn this in Qigong. But then the fourth stage of my methodology, which I've had for years, is calm. And so today we will also speak with Nadine about how you can use Qigong for a calmer self. So Nadine, of course, I had to tell the story of synergy between our work as well.
Oh, yes, I love it so much. And you're so right, because in my Calmer Self method, which is 6 steps, you've got your 4-part methodology, if I said that right. But it is, and it's so interesting as we got to know each other, wasn't it? How together this all is. And it's just beautiful, isn't it? And it is that, that clarity is there. We get clarity when we step out of overwhelm and into calmness. Being conscious, tuning into our body, it's there, isn't it? It's wonderful. And I started to see with my clients, the people that I worked with, out of the calm that they found came confidence. So it's coming. It just came naturally. I wasn't actually saying, oh, this will make you more confident. It came naturally. And I think you say, with the confidence comes the calm. With the calm comes the
Exactly.
confidence. How lovely. Don't we all want both of those things?
Yes, we do.
We
Yes, we do.
And we deserve it, don't we? We deserve those things in our life. Yeah.
We deserve it. We are worthy of living in a confident and calm way.
Yes.
So, in our last episode, we talked about the basics of Qigong. Earlier episodes, we talked about some principles and some techniques and ideas woven through the practice of Qigong. In the last episode, we talked about the very basics and what we've learned and what we're sharing here with you in these discussions is that the basics can really serve. Today, we want to really speak about, in my case, for example, how Qigong can help you truly feel more confident. So Nadine and I, whenever we talk, it's all about what we do because we're both in intuitive business. It's so deeply rooted in the passion for how we show up in life and in business that offline we were just recently discussing one idea, for example, of how you can feel more confident if you have pain. I did bring this up briefly in the last episode, but if you're a person who has some kind of chronic pain in your life, then one of the things that happens is you go tight, you go into the flight, fright, or freeze mode when the pain, comes on. And if you have that low level chronic pain, then honestly, often you live in this place. When you live in that place, you feel a little bit in like this. You feel like you're clutched in, you're down, you're tight and in difficulty. And friends, it's hard to feel confident when you're in that space.
Yeah.
We talked about the slow, mindful body movements. Some call it moving meditation. And we want to say again and share with you again how much moving your body in any way that works for you, slowly, quietly, moving your body can actually begin to get the systems going and flowing inside you. And the energy moving around you. We're surrounded by it. And as you move into this state where you can feel yourself in more flow, you feel more confident. So one of the things that I now teach in the Qigong teaching that I do is what I call the uplift. You take your hand and you put it on your sternum and you just lift up. It may be an eighth of an inch, a quarter of an inch, it may be a centimeter, just this little thing I learned in my own study is actually doing Qigong. We talked in one of the early episodes about the 3 corrections, as I called them. And Nadine used the word adjustments, and that is the adjustment or the correction of the body. And that includes moving from the down shoulder position. Just take your hand on your sternum and lift up. Can you feel that, Nadine?
Mm. Makes such a difference instantly, doesn't it? It really does.
It really truly does,
Mm.
and sometimes I put my hand on my belly, so I'm
Yeah,
lifting up and I'm
I did
feeling
that.
my
Yeah.
Oh, you did? Exactly, and that really just that alone, that body correction, right, that body adjustment can already have you feeling differently than the other 2, corrections of the mind, right, where you begin to become aware of what it is that you're thinking, what's going through your mind, because you shifted the energy around you, you opened up a bit, and then you breathe.
There you go.
And in Nadine's meditations, in her Calm Herself method, she teaches us just breathe. Don't worry so much about doing it right. I just
Mm.
experienced this with you this morning in your
Oh, I think you've frozen for me. Hopefully, you're going to come back in a minute. You're coming back. A little bit of a freeze. Hopefully, coming back. Ooh, coming out.